Yun ang strength nila. Their strength is really not open hitting.
Undaunted.
They go to the rookie. And isn't it ironic that the standout Hermano sets up match point. Digs it. Comes Cortez on speed. Now bangayans.
The rivalry reaches another level.
On speed. Go back to Eliza. Oh!
Ito na. Once again,
Game 1. The finals.
So close. That is the theme to encapsulate this finals match for the Lady Spikers. They are so close to defending their championship, looking for their 6th in the last 8 years and 7th since the turn of the century. They're excited, they're confident, they're ready to go. But also for the Ateneo Lady Eagles, they're very much ready to go. They think they are so close. And what they're saying to themselves after the last showdown against LaSalle in the last game of the elimination round of the UAP, they were the only team to take a set off LaSalle. Actually, 2 sets from LaSalle. In their hearts, they are so close to solving the LaSalle puzzle. The winningest team in the last 7 years against the team that is looking for its very first championship here in the women's volleyball tournament of the UAP. Blue versus green, green versus blue, call it what you want. It is LaSalle Ateneo in game number 1 of the finals, and it's live here at Volleyball Central at the arena today. It is also exclusively brought to you by ABS-CBN Sports here on Studio 23. Alongside Mosey Ravenna, I'm Boom Gonzalez. We are glad to have you with us here in Volleyball Central. Mosey, 4 times Ateneo and LaSalle have met in the finals in the basketball tournament. For the very first time, that rivalry spills over to volleyball.
well, that's right. So we are just too excited. This is so long overdue, this matchup. And finally, it's here. It's unfolding right before our eyes.
Yes, and it used to be just about collegiate rivalry,
That's
Ateneo versus LaSalle. But no, this time it's about the level of volleyball. You're talking about the number 1 team versus the number 2 team. With the number 1 team with that thrice-to-beat advantage. Let's take you back to that first meeting where Ateneo thought that they had them first in that first set, Mosey, but then faltered in the last 3 sets.
That's right. Ateneo winning the first set, as you've mentioned. But it was a strong start for Ateneo. But then again, LaSalle winning 3 straight sets after that. And, you know, through the first round and the second round, LaSalle had some games, close games,
yes,
which I think really helped the character, especially of the rookies who starts for them.
Correct. You look at some of the contributions for the Lady Eagles. They were sharp in that first set. Unfortunately, as we mentioned, in the second, third, and fourth, LaSalle had their bearings back and walked away with a 4-set win.
That's right. And after that game, we knew that this LaSalle squad is, it's again annoying, even if they're playing 2 rookies inside to start things. They are really a very stable team and a consistent one. As you can see, the spike scores, DLSU producing 11 more. And again, in the blocking department, which is their biggest advantage this season with a tall lineup, 7 blocks for them, but Ateneo having 5 of their own. Ito lang yung pinaka, we see here a lot of errors in this game, but for both teams. And today, in the finals game, this will really spell a lot.
Interesting to note also in that game, Coach Roger Koreyev was not around for that first meeting. So we go into the second meeting, the last game of the elimination round. Why was it the last game? Because it was the battle between number 1 and number 2. And Ateneo was the lone team that had a chance to break the streak and force a Final Four format. And they almost got it, leading 2-1, only to lose it at the end. But as we said at the top of the coverage, Mosey, they felt they were so close. They felt that they were almost there.
That's right. Ateneo almost frustrating that sweep of LaSalle this season. But again, LaSalle was able to recover right on time. As you see the set scores, Ateneo getting the first set, the second set, they were even leading 2-1.
That's
and
right.
then finally, again, DLSU with so much composure winning that game against Ateneo. But tama ka na, no? Slowly, Ateneo, it seems like getting the weakness of LaSalle. Let's see in today's game kung they have really solved that.
Nakita mo and you're looking at the numbers, it's very different from that first matchup in the first round, right?
Well, look at again the arsenal of De La Salle. 61 spikes against Ateneo's 40. So ito yung nagiging biggest factor in at least in the 2 games in their meeting. Yung arsenal, yung spike scores ng LaSalle, just too many for Ateneo. So it's something that Ateneo can defend or produce more of their own.
But a good sign for Ateneo in that game. They had 4 more service points and the blocks. Hindi sila naiwanan doon, Mosey.
Well, yung 10 service points na yan, they can take that to their advantage. Why? If LaSalle has any Waterloo, if so to speak, it's their service errors.
So
diba?
if we're gonna nitpick in their game, it's they've had a history,
That's
especially
right.
against UST in that game, where they had 22 service errors.
I think mga 25 pa yata. So just so many errors on the serve. But again, yun na nga, in the finals game, you look at those small things that will really make the difference.
Now, I want, Mosey, for you to encapsulate for us the dominance of LaSalle, not only in this year, season 74, but when you talk about from the turn of the century, in the year 2000, that's when they really rose to dominance here. Unti-unti, they're winning championships, and then sprinkle in, you got FEU, you got UST.
That is so correct, Boom. You know, it's really in the recruitment program of Coach Ramil De Jesus. Look at this. A 6 championship since 2000, and today, running for the 7th under Coach Ramil De Jesus. So, it's tuloy-tuloy ang pasok ng players from LaSalle. And they have even a strong Team B as of today. And you can see that lagi, no, there is always that star player. At hindi lang isa for De La Salle. Always a team effort. And sabi nga natin in the coverage, Coach Ramil is really a perfectionist. You can see in the games of De La Salle that through the years, it has really coming into perfection.
Well, speaking of star players, there's no bigger star from that LaSalle side than the veteran and the captain, Charlene Cruz. She has been spectacular here playing in the final year of eligibility for her. She has done everything, and more than, the tangibles, it's the leadership that really she brings to this team.
That is right. Aptly, she's called Cruise Control. Tawang-tama sa kanya because siya, Cruz, again, you can see her when the team needs her. She will rise up to the occasion, but at the same time, she will let her teammates score their points in a game.
It always depends on the situation when you talk about Cha Cruz, who actually, by the way, was very reluctant in terms of taking the leadership role for this year, and we'll talk more about that as the game goes on. But let's pick her brain. It's obviously better to hear it from the horse's mouth, as the saying goes. So let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team, if atendido, with that girl, Charlene Cruz.
Cha, you've maximized your UAAP career. You've seen it all. You've been there. You've done that. Nanalo, natalo. What makes this season stand out for you?
I think for me is yung motivation namin sa team na we want to play our games and offer it all to God. So siguro yun.
So as a team captain, how are you motivating your teammates, especially the rookies, considering na sa lineup nyo, dalawa kagad yung starting 6 na rookies?
Continuous support in and out the court, whether it's a bad game or good game, kailangan may continuous motivation sa each of them.
Alright, thank you and good luck. That was the team captain of the Lady Spikers, Cha Cruz.
Very sentimental and very nostalgic coming into the finals. She probably will be playing the last 2 games if they win both, of course. And she's looking forward to being a bum again. That's what she said. She doesn't want to train anymore. She just wants to have a normal life. That's Cha Cruz, but not today because they're going to need her very much today. All right, let's shift our attention to the contenders to the crown. Mosey, the Ateneo Lady Eagles. If you talk about the dominance of LaSalle the last 10 or 11 years in this league, Ateneo has slowly come up.
You know, Boom, Ateneo women's program has been they have been awaiting this moment
Correct.
since last year. There were a lot of apprehensions, but of course, a lot of expectations too. And finally this year, ever since, first time in the finals for the Lady Eagles, and all they needed was the catalyst, the phenomenal rookie, and then it's all working and taking place.
And of course, credit goes to the seniors of this team who not only have stepped up for them every year, but you also see the improvement every year in the skills. Every year, may nadadagdag dun sa kanilang skill set. And of course, we always talk about Phil Kainglet. We've said so many things about her since her rookie year, but we've also tracked her development throughout her UAAP career, Mosey.
That is so true, Boom. And we have known her to be a smart player, but now she packs a lot of skills or improved skills coming into this season. And most especially, the consistency is already there.
Yep.
She would give you the numbers each and every game.
That's right, and obviously the spotlight will be on her and the captain of the other team. And speaking of spotlight, she sat down with our very own Victor Lopez. You'll hear that interview in a bit, but we want to check her numbers also for this year so far. As you see, the improvement, and as you mentioned, I think the key word, consistency talaga.
That is so correct. And you can see the numbers of Phil Kainglet. 50.2 points per game, which is about 4 points per set. But in that game against USD, wow, really big number for Phil Kainglet. 22 points in that game alongside Eliza Valdez, who had the same number. So ito, tandem pa lang. But I think the way to beat LaSalle is to have a team effort. Points coming from Z Herbacio, from Gretchen Ho.
Elise.
Yes, and a defense from Nakachi and the rest of the team. It has to be a team effort against the ladies in green.
All right, the fourth member of our broadcast team, Victor Lopez, sat down with Phil Kainglet for this interview. Let's listen.
Hi, Phil. So obviously, today is a very important day for you guys. You've made it farther than any team the Ateneo has fielded so far in UAAP volleyball. But what can we expect from you guys, especially today, coming up against a team that you haven't been able to beat as of yet?
I think we just prepared with our team plays, more team plays to confuse the blockers. We refine what we can do, what plays can we do, what can we execute more, and of course our serve receive will never go out with our practice.
All right. Thank you very much for that, and good luck today. That was Phil Kainglet of the Ateneo Lady Eagles.
That's Victor Lopez for you, Phil Kainglet. Well, encapsulating everything there. Yes, they're making history in their school when it comes to their achievements here in volleyball, but their batch has never won against the LaSalle team.
Not one of them has experienced a win over DLSU. So will this be the day?
Yep, we'll see. We'll see. Now, also, there are a lot of subplots in this movie between Ateneo and LaSalle. Sha Cruz looking for her 4th championship in 5 years. The veteran wants to graduate with another trophy, while Eliza Valdez, the first-year player, is going to look for her first one and maybe one of many here in the UAP. We'll be back with the live coverage of game number 1. Hang on.